It sounds really pretentious and stuff, but you've got to keep yourself stimulated. And when you write the first album that you write is really a product of your 20 years on the earth, and then there's this cliche that people say the second album is so much more difficult to write because you've got 6 months to do it. And I was determined to prove them wrong and just say, well, I'm going to get inspired by everything, because to be truly creative, you've got to be truly receptive. So I just decided to receive every single signal that was coming to me from the universe and transform it into a song. There's 3 songs in a row actually, which is quite strange. Yeah, it was really, I was just like thinking about films, two-dimensional images of people, you know, icons and stuff like that a lot. Cliche icons, you know, Marilyn Monroe, the biggest cliche in the world. James Dean, what a cliche. Who wants to hear another song about? Who wants to hear something about James Dean? But I think I did it quite an interesting way, because it's actually about the death of. It's actually quite a scary song. It's almost like an outtake from Psycho or something like that. And I think that's done in quite a refreshing way. And to treat such a tired old subject to redress it like that, I think it's quite successful. I love it. A lot of it was like a metaphor for sexuality, stardom, things like that. You know, it's quite a fascinating topic of conversation. Failure of stars. You know, I've always been quite interested in the tears of the clown. And there's a song on the album, This Hollywood Life, which is about someone I know who lives in LA who continually tries to become successful and continually fails, and it's quite a sad and poetic life he leads, but an unsuccessful life, and that's quite a fascinating thing. I think people generally are obsessed with two things, success and failure in equal quantities. Housewives. Don't know, just write about them. There's a film director called Mike Lee. I don't know if you know him in Sweden at all. He's very British. You probably don't. Naked. There's a film called Naked. I don't know if you've seen it. It's his latest film. It's his biggest one. It's probably his worst. His best films he did years ago, and he always had really ordinary people in them, but they were kind of heroes. These people were just really, really ordinary, like mothers, housewives, people who worked on. You know, people who are unemployed, they were just really ordinary people, skinheads, you know, nobodies in the scheme of things, but he turned them into heroes because they're ordinary lives. And his films are great, and I've taken something from then, I think. Housewives is quite an important topic to me, because I know a lot of them, they're kind of quite tragic people, but not in a traditionally tragic frame. They're not like, they don't live in the ghetto or something like that. Which people see as traditionally tragic. They can't just live these normal lives, but their lives are quite desperate and sad. And I have quite a lot of feeling for them sometimes. I don't know why. Probably because my mum was a housewife, and so I have a lot of feeling for her. You know, everyone knows a housewife. There's a time bomb in the pipeline. There's a blue suburban dream. Will I see? Yeah, it's about a little vignette about two people that can't get it together. The fact they're in love with each other because of the racial tensions pull them apart. That's autobiographical as well. Yeah, it's about me. It's about something that happened to me. It's quite sad, really.
What happened?
I don't, just a relationship that I had.
With a girl from another country, or?
Yeah, no, with a girl from another culture. India. And all the things that go on. There's a lot of racism that goes on in Britain, and it does really affect people. I mean, I know there's a lot in the rest of Europe, but in Britain, everyone's been so scared of racism for such a long time, and now they're getting blasé about it. And all of a sudden, there's been some really right-wing party that's been elected in the East End of London, and it's all getting very ugly, and people are getting quite worked up about it, which they should be, because it's a very ugly issue. and people are putting barriers up. Something I think about a lot, race. England is a very multicultural country, and there's a lot of tension, and a lot of it brings a lot of tension, and it brings a lot of brilliant things as well.